In the temples of ancient Egypt, happiness was not measured by gold or laughter, but by the purity of one's heart, a harmony between truth, kindness, and balance, where even silence was considered sacred. Happiness is not a reward for perfection, but a reflection of peace. When you stop trying to be everything and start being present in the moment, the soul finally exhales. The wise scribes of Mesopotamia taught that joy was the song of gratitude. When the farmer honored the rain, the baker blessed the grain, and the mother smiled at dawn, the gods smiled back. True happiness comes from a quiet strength, the ability to stand calm in storms, to accept what you cannot control, and to cherish the smallest victories that life gives freely. In the scrolls of the Greeks, happiness, or eudaimonia, was the flourishing of the soul, not in endless pleasure, but in virtue, wisdom, and the constant practice of becoming one's higher self. Joy is built from discipline, the daily choice to focus on what heals instead of what hurts, to see lessons where others see loss, and to find grace in imperfection. In the teachings of ancient China, happiness flowed like water, soft yet powerful, bending without breaking, and finding its way even through the smallest cracks of despair. The more we learn to be grateful for small joys, morning light, quiet breath, or a kind word, the less we depend on grand achievements for happiness. The sages of India wrote that happiness lies beneath the noise of desire. To look inward is to remember the joy that has always lived quietly within. Real happiness is found in understanding, not in avoiding pain, but in learning from it, transforming it into the wisdom that makes you unshakable. The Maya believed that happiness was the rhythm of balance, to work and rest, to give and receive, to love and release. Only then does the soul dance freely. Happiness begins the moment you stop trying to prove your worth and start trusting that your existence alone is already enough. The ancient Persians said, "Joy is the fire that purifies the heart. When ego burns away, light enters, and the soul remembers its divine origin." Happiness grows stronger when shared. Each act of kindness multiplies within hearts unseen, creating ripples that return to you in unexpected ways. In the land of the pharaohs, it was believed that a joyful heart was lighter than the feather of Mahat. To live with peace and honesty was the truest form of eternal happiness. You create your own happiness when you stop waiting for life to change and begin changing the way you see life. Joy starts with perspective. The Druids of the forests whispered that happiness blooms where humans walk gently, in respect for nature, for others, and for the silence that teaches what words cannot. When you forgive yourself, you untie the knots that have bound your joy. Happiness always follows healing. The Taoist masters said happiness lives in alignment between effort and rest, desire and acceptance, movement and stillness. You become happier when you live according to your values, not to the world's expectations. Peace begins where comparison ends. The Sumerians taught that joy was the music of order. When every act was done with care, life itself became a sacred rhythm. True happiness is the courage to stay kind in a world that sometimes forgets kindness. Compassion is not weakness, it is wisdom in motion. The ancient Japanese said happiness is found in imperfection, wabi-sabi, the quiet beauty of things that age, fade, and change gracefully. You'll find peace when you stop searching for it outside yourself. Happiness is built from acceptance, not arrival. From the old lands of Babylon to the temples of Delphi, the ancients agreed that happiness is not owned, it is lived, a daily practice of gratitude, patience, and wonder.
Happiness begins when you stop postponing peace for a future day and start creating it in the moments you already have. The smallest acts of gratitude today shape the foundation of tomorrow's joy. The wise of Egypt believed happiness was not an accident but a craft, woven through truth, balance, and devotion, like the hands of a sculptor shaping eternity with patience. Joy grows where acceptance lives. When you stop fighting reality, your heart becomes lighter, and every breath feels like a homecoming to yourself. In the sands of Mesopotamia, joy was written in clay, the stories of laughter, loss, and hope etched forever to remind us that life's beauty lives in its impermanence. Happiness is not a destination you reach. It's the awareness you bring to your journey, the ability to smile in uncertainty and trust that the path itself teaches peace. The monks of ancient India taught that true joy arises when the mind is still, when thoughts no longer chase what they cannot hold, the heart remembers how to rest. You are not chasing happiness, you are remembering it. Every act of kindness, every moment of stillness reconnects you to the light you already carry inside. In the quiet libraries of Alexandria, philosophers whispered that joy was wisdom in motion, a harmony between knowledge and humility, where the mind bows to the soul. Happiness doesn't demand perfection, only presence. When you give your full heart to the moment, even the smallest joys become sacred. The Persians believed happiness was divine reflection. When the human heart mirrors the beauty of creation, it glows brighter than any star. Real joy begins when you stop seeking validation. The moment you honor your truth, happiness no longer depends on applause, but on authenticity.